I was born into a home with no luxury, no pool, no housekeepers, no exotic vacations every summer. Just a small, clean house with creaky walls in winter. And a whole lot of love. But love doesn't pay for education. My father was a math teacher, serious, quiet, passionate about logic. He graded papers late into the night just to make ends meet. My mother, a part-time nurse at a public hospital, worked night shifts. Returning home with a tired face, but always a warm smile. We didn't have much. But they taught me to aim higher, to believe that knowledge was a weapon. And I believed it. I always had good grades, not because I was smarter than everyone else, but because I worked twice as hard, while others were out partying. I was revising, while others slept. I was reading, and then it came that prestigious scholarship to one of the top business schools in the country. That was my first real victory, my first step toward another life. I'll never forget it. My first day at that elite business school. Luxury cars dropped students off at the entrance. Me? I arrived by bus, wearing a clean blouse with a worn but sturdy backpack, and right away, I felt it. The gap, the difference, the weight of their stares. They talked about trips to Bali, Swiss watches, private drivers. I didn't even understand half their references. At lunch, I pulled out my foil-wrapped sandwich. The girl next to me looked over and giggled quietly. She had an organic salad delivered by bike. "You're on a scholarship?" she asked with a smirk. Not a question, a judgment in disguise. And that nickname, Al, the scholarship girl, it stuck. But I didn't react. I promised myself one thing. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to succeed. In the middle of all those privileged kids, there was Louis. Charming, bright, inquisitive, but most importantly, respectful. He spoke to me as an equal. He defended my ideas. He believed in me. Bit by bit, we got closer. And one day, we didn't need words anymore to understand each other. It was a Sunday. We'd been invited to his parents' home. A large living room. Furniture worth more than a year's rent. A linen tablecloth. Crystal glasses. Louis waited until the end of the meal to speak. Calm. Confident. "I wanted to let you know. I've proposed to Clara." Silence. Cold as ice. His mother slowly set down her fork. His father folded his arms. His aunt smirked. "Where's she from again? She doesn't really have our background. Louis, you deserve better." And then, the dagger. "Girls like her, we know exactly why they cling to boys like you." I stood up, not shouting, not angry, but firm. "I'm not a type of girl, ma'am. I'm a woman with ambition, with dignity. And most of all, I don't need your son to exist." "But Louis?" He took my hand and said, "I know exactly who she is, and that's why I want to marry her." Our wedding felt like a chessboard. One half warm, genuine. The other half frozen, judging. Fake smiles. Whispers behind glasses of champagne. Disapproving glares. But I didn't flinch. I danced, I smiled, I promised. And silently, I made another vow. One day, they'll regret ever doubting me. Graduated with honors. Landed my first job in a multinational company. And then, I worked. Nonstop. I said no to weekends. No to vacations. Yes to every challenge. I studied. I trained. I absorbed everything. And finally, an opportunity came knocking. A major firm, larger than any I'd seen, was undergoing a transformation. They needed a new CEO. And it was me, the scholarship girl, who got the position. When my name appeared in the business press, everything changed. A photo, my name, my title, CEO of a company bigger and more powerful than my in-laws. And just like that, the mockery vanished. Only silence remained, and uncertainty in their eyes. 1 year after I became CEO, my phone rang. It was a financial advisor, representing a company in serious trouble. The name made me pause. It was my in-laws' company. I agreed to meet, out of curiosity. And what I saw was a mess. A collapse. Falsified reports, broken partnerships, reckless decisions. They had done everything except ask for help. And now, they were asking me for capital, for direction, for a miracle. I insisted they come in person, to my office. When they walked in, I was already seated, in a large black chair, massive oak desk, panoramic city view behind me. They lowered their eyes, for the first time ever. They had nothing to say. And me? I simply said, "Let's talk numbers." I stayed professional, clear, composed. I'll help, I said, but I want equity and a seat on the board. His father turned pale. His mother looked away, but they had no other option. They said yes. I took over their company like a captain saves a sinking ship. I reviewed every contract, fired leeches, restructured departments, renegotiated debts, and most importantly, restored vision. I held strategic meetings, modernized tools, revamped their brand and messaging. Of course, some resisted. An old director told me, "You're just an outsider." I thanked him and replaced him. In 6 months, profits doubled. Investors came back. So did the clients. And soon enough, even their most loyal partners began calling me Madam Associate. At a business dinner one evening, the aunt approached me. She whispered, "You're far more formidable than I expected." Weeks later, his mother muttered, "Maybe you were what our son needed, after all." But by then, I didn't need their praise. What I had earned was their silence. Today, I live in a house much bigger than the one I grew up in. But sometimes, I close my eyes and see that little attic room, the old desk, the stacked books, and my tired hands. I remember the girl who felt out of place, but who never gave up. And I smile, because my story isn't just mine. It's for every girl they call too ordinary, not good enough, out of place in elite circles. To all of them, I say, you don't need their validation. You need your own vision and an iron will. You're not born in the right world. You build your place in it.